We're supposed to be getting a heat wave up past 30. Ooh, but this week we still have cold out there. So we're going to be making Tim's famous chicken noodle soup. It's really his mom's recipe. All right, what are you getting started with first, Tim?
Just getting some cabbage out. There's cabbage was in here.
And this is a cabbage that I stored from our garden. We just froze it, and then we can pull it out whenever we need it. We did it in slices. I'll attach that video that I did.
First thing we're going to do is get our chicken into our pot. Then we're going to add some broth. Then we're going to cover this with water, and I'm going to show you how that's done. So let's get our chicken out of here. Reach inside and make sure you pull out all the
stuff.
All the stuff.
Sorry, we don't eat that.
The gizzards in the neck. And then what you want to do is you want to just give this a little rinse inside the cavity and out. Just clean them up. That'll get any of those bits left inside. As you can see, something fell out. Because we're going to add a box of chicken stock to that chicken that's in our pot. And we're just going to dump that in there. We're going to peel our carrots. I have 2 pounds of carrots here. We're going to peel these and then we're going to cut them. And these are going to go in the pot. Now make sure after you peel these that you give them a rinse in cold water to get any of those strings off that we just peeled. Peeled and rinsed off. We're going to cut the ends off, move them out of the way, and then cut those in half.
And a fun project to do with the kids is to take these ends of the carrot tops, and you put these into a bowl with a little bit of water in the bottom, and then the kids can actually see these carrots grow. They'll start to get the greens coming off the top. We used to do that with my mom. It was so much fun.
Okay, we're going to cut this down the center, and then we're going to cut this into 6 pieces. Keep the root end, and we're going to cut the other end off. And then we're going to cut this in half at that root end. And we're going to add one of these with our carrots and our celery and our cabbage.
And when you're having soup, you want to have some fresh homemade bread, sourdough.
All right, our chicken's in our broth and our water. We're covered about 2 inches. We're going to throw in our cabbage. And we're going to throw in the wedge of onion. And we're going to throw in those carrots and that celery. We're going to add some pepper. We're going to add some salt. And something my mom didn't do, a little garlic powder. We're going to put our lid on our pot. We're going to turn our fire on. And we're going to put this over like medium-high heat. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this come up to a rolling boil. And then we're going to turn the heat down and we're just going to let this simmer until that chicken's cooked all the way through. Tracy grows her own onions. She grows her own cabbage. All that stuff would be our stuff. The only thing we can ever grow is carrots, and we're going to figure it out, and then all our stuff will be in here. None of it will be bought from the store, except for the chicken. Okay, we're at a rolling boil now, and we want to turn our heat down to about medium-low, and we're just going to let this simmer for about an hour, hour and a half until that chicken's cooked through. An hour and a half, and this chicken's done. It is floating, and as you can see, it's starting to split. So we got to get that chicken out and get it onto a cookie sheet. Alright, now that we got this out, if you take where the leg is, over by the breast, that's how you can tell this is done or not. And as you can see, that meat is done and it's just falling apart. Now that we got our chicken out of there, I wanted to show you how tender these carrots are. They're so soft and they're falling apart. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is after you take your chicken out and it's done, if your vegetables, your carrots and your celery aren't tender like you like them, let that keep boiling on a simmer for an hour, hour and a half until those carrots and that celery are tender just like you like them. Then add your noodles in and you'll be ready and good to go. These are the noodles that my mom always used. The Mrs. Miller's old-fashioned fine noodles. That's all she ever used in the soup, and that's the only noodles I used for this soup. Now we're going to add this into this pot. Dump them all in and give this a stir around. And those noodles are just going to cook in this broth, and they're going to get nice and tender.
Alright, now that this is a little bit cooled off so that it can actually be touched and not get burned, my job is to take off the skin and to get all of the meat off the bones and put into here. Now the reason why I have it separate and I'm not putting it directly right into the soup is because we eat our chicken noodle soup different ways. Tim does not like to have the chicken right into his soup, so I like the chicken in mine. So at the end, once everything is done, then that way we can add in any amount we want right into the bowl. And then if I have anything left, what I do at that point is I take any of the leftover and I can make chicken salad out of it. I can make some type of casserole out of it. Whatever I want to do. I can even put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer as well for a later date if I don't want something that I'm doing right now. So let me go ahead and get this done, get this all finished, and we're going to be moving on to that soup being ready. Alright, all that chicken is done, and the one thing nice about chicken when it cooks like that, it is so flavorful and so tender. It's the best to use for some chicken salad later.
Some tips I wanted to give you. Now, after your soup is all done and it's cold and you put it in the refrigerator, you can take and put those in freezer bags. Put them in your freezer and you can have meals set out for however many days. You'll probably get 3 bags out of this. Split your stuff up. Now, when you go to reheat this on a stove, let it thaw from your freezer and then add some water into your soup to reheat it, because those noodles are going to suck that broth up and you don't want that.
Alright, I just got home from doing grooming and now it is time to enjoy this soup. Take a look at it. Everything's nice and tender. Looks good. Now the difference between me and Tim is I like to have my chicken actually into my bowl of soup. So I add whatever I want in there. But Tim likes to just enjoy the soup as is without the chicken being put back in. So thanks so much for stopping by today. This has been a really great day. I hope you've learned some things, and we'll see you on the next video.